Hey everybody, I'm going to make steak and gravy, and my kids have always asked me how do I make this, so I am going to make this and put it on YouTube so my kids will know how to make it from this point on, because every time they come or every time they're going to come over, are you going to make steak and gravy, are you going to make steak and gravy? So I'm going to show you how I make it, and it's going to be very simple. Okay, these are some of the ingredients I use. Of course, your cube steak. Then I use, this is Virginia. I have to go to Virginia to get this, and it's the best quality food seasoned flour. I use more onion gravy. I probably use 3 or 4 packages of onion gravy and a package of mushroom and brown gravy. And then I also have the bowl and bag brown rice. I'm sorry. So we'll use that. And then my Crisco, of course, because that Crisco will help it make a better gravy, a creamier gravy. I can use oil. I have used oil, but no, I'm not going to do that for this instance. But I'm going to walk you through it as I go along. Okay, so to bread my cube steak, what I'm going to use is a Ziploc bag, and I go to Sam's and I buy them in big packs of storage and stuff. This is a gallon bag. I'm just going to pour some of the seasoned flour in. The seasoned flour always has the salt and the pepper in it, so you don't need to add any other seasoning to it. And I'm going to bread my cube steak, and then we're going to fry it in the Crisco. So just bear with me a minute, and we'll get that going. That much in a bag, and we're going to bread up this cube steak now. Okay, I'm shaking it all up now, and we're going to get it in the pan here shortly. But this is what I do. I put the flour in there, put all my cube steak in there with it, and shake it up. I make everything as simple as I can. I can throw this away when I'm through with it. I have a crock pot liner where I don't have a big mess to clean up from my crock pot, because I'm going to put this in the crock pot and let it cook all afternoon, and we'll be ready to eat dinner tonight. Stop. That much shortening, sometimes a little more, just depends on how absorbent and how many pieces of cube steak I'm going to fry. You don't want to smother it in the grease, just have enough to be able to brown each side. You're not trying to cook it. So this is what I'm doing. I'm using an iron skillet, and I have got maybe 3 or 4 big tablespoons full in there, so we'll go from there. Now if I need more, as this melts down, which it will, I've got the burner on now, so it'll start melting shortly, and then we'll get the cube steak going. I might have got just a little too big of a pan, but that's okay. I can't get the heat to get around the pan fast enough, but that's okay. It will start heating up and cooking this. And I'll cook it a couple minutes on each side, just to brown each side really good. And then what I'll do is I'll drain it on a paper towel, and a couple paper towels around a plate. And once it's drained, I'll put it in the crock pot with everything else. We'll go over that. But it's cooking right now, and as soon as this gets done, I have a few more pieces to do, and when I get it all done, I'll show you, the next steps. As you can see, it's just about ready to turn over. The grease has got good and hot, so it will brown it on both sides pretty nicely now. I take and used to make this in just one pan. I'd fry it up and drain it, and put the cube steak on paper towels and drain that out, some of the grease. And then I put it back in the same pan and make my own gravy out of water and the flour that's already on your cube steak, and then that was it, because you had enough fat there and you had enough flour and water, and let it cook for several hours, and then you'd come up with good steak and gravy. And David does that a lot, but I'm not a big anymore. I don't do anything like that. I make things as easy as I can. So with this, now all I do is I do the instant gravy that you buy in the aisle. I don't know what aisle it is in your store, but I buy it in like the McCormick's instant gravies, and I mix it up in water and pour it over in the crock pot and let the crock pot do all the cooking instead of me having to tend to it all day long. The last 2 pieces are in. When I have big pieces like this, sometimes I cut them in half just to make them cook a little faster. But the only problem with small pieces, they usually break up in the gravy as it's cooking throughout the day. So that's one thing I kind of watch out for, because the cube steak will break up and just dissipate into the gravy, and which gives that extra flavor. But I try to keep a little bigger pieces so we can end up with some bigger pieces. with the meal. Now the steak, when after it's cooked for about 4 or 5 hours, I usually cook it on high for several of those hours if I'm at home. If I'm not, I'll start this in the morning. Start it on high while I'm getting ready, and then leave and come back home, and 8 or 9 hours later on low, it just falls apart. It's fork tender, and it's really good. Okay, all the steak is done, and as you can see, there's lots of little tidbits in there. I take that and I just add it to the paper towel over there and let it drain a little bit, and I'll put that in there with my steak and gravy as well. That just adds a little extra flavor. I'm going to make the gravy, so I'm going to pour these little packets of gravy mix in here, and we're going to add water to it, and then I'm going to whisk that together. I'm going to whisk it a little bit and get it all absorbed, and we'll go from there. Now I will add more water to this, and generally it's 1 cup of water per envelope of gravy mix, and that's great if that's all you're going to do. But since I've got these cutlets all floured and everything, and I fried them, that flour is going to go into this gravy, and it's going to get really thick. So what I'll do is I'll add some extra water to it once I get the steak in the crock pot. Good sized crock pot. So what I'm going to do, I put the liner on, and I make sure it's good and lined. I try not to add any more fluid than you have to, because this will bubble up and it could overflow, so I'm trying to keep that down. So let me get it all together, and I'll show you what it looks like before I put the lid on. Okay, what I've done is I've added a little of the gravy mix to the bottom of the bag, and these will pull down as it, get all the liquid and everything in there. It's just kind of tight right now because I got it way over the sides, but it will pull down and fill in the whole bottom of this crock pot. So I'm going to add that other fluid. And take the whisk out, put it in the sink because I don't need that anymore, and let's pour it in. And we're going to pour this over until it completely covers it. And like I said, I will probably add some more water to it because there's little tidbits still in this thing. So let me get some water and we'll add that. See, I've added enough water to make sure all the steak was covered up, and it's all underneath that wonderful gravy and all those flavors that's going to go into it. So what I'll do is I'll put a top on it. I'll cook it on high probably most of the afternoon, since we're just going to do this in a few hours, and we'll have it for dinner, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, lid is on, and it's going to be cooking now. It's on high, and we'll let it cook. Finished product. We've got green beans, we've got some butter beans or lima beans, and we've got some succotash with some brown rice with the gravy, and also the steak and gravy. And David's getting ready to eat his. Let's see what he thinks about it. He's got to salt and pepper it first. We've got some sliced tomatoes and cucumbers fresh out of the garden that we're going to have with it. You can use white rice with this. You can use smashed potatoes. You can use egg rolls, anything you like. Good? Okay, good. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Please come back and we'll post some more. Bye.